I'm Aaron Corbitt, and this is Destruction of a Generation. Thank you for joining. Now, I plan to keep this episode kind of concise and to the point. I want to keep it short so that I can draw you in and not lose you guys before I even had you. Before I get into the nitty-gritty of how an entire generation was wiped out, discredited, and God knows what else for who knows what political reasons, I wanted to give you an outline of where I'm going to go in this series. Now, I'm going to start off with my personal experience and what I know, and then we're going to progress from there to eventually getting into the possible why, the possible everything. Well, maybe before that I'll get into the how, because that's something I can already see right in front of me because it's still unfolding as we speak. I mean, my hometown here in Parkersburg, West Virginia, at one point was the overdose capital of the world until the Democrats got control and screwed everything up in their own states, in these big cities. But, I mean, I'm sure you all have seen the streets of Philadelphia because someone's always live streaming it. Or Pittsburgh, any of the places. I just have seen a place in PA most recently, so, yeah, you guys have fun if you're from there. I'm sorry. But prior to places like that, taking the torch to being capital, torching the city, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, this place was the overdose capital on the planet, and it wasn't pretty. I mean, I'm pretty sure they made that Fallout game after West Virginia. Like, they couldn't have made it a more perfect time because, I mean, it just seemed like there were zombies running around anyway. Like, you know. It was pretty accurate depiction of Fallout. Oh goodness. Anyway, I digress as usual. Yeah, we're gonna explore the possibilities of why and where they're going, their end game, as to why they want to take out so many people. But I'm pretty sure that it will become clear to you that it was something politically motivated and couldn't have been an accident due to the logical progression of things and how things did unfold. It's easy to make things seem like an accident over a long period of time, but considering it was something that could have been done at any point in time, and the way it unfolded, when it unfolds, and how the political game has been moving in recent times, it seems like it's pretty cut and dry to me. We'll find out if it is for everyone else or if it's just a flight of fancy. But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to take you on that journey, and we'll decide together. Alright, so we're going to start off with Parkersburg, West Virginia. That's where I'm from. Yeah, it's probably risky me even saying that, but I don't really care anymore. I don't have any friends left because they're all dead. What have I got to lose? It is, or at one time was, the overdose capital of the planet. I mean, we had the Fetty zombies creeping everywhere in mass scale long before a lot of these other places did, I feel. And I almost feel as if we were some kind of a testing ground, like I usually do for something, because it really does seem like they test things here before it moves off to the rest of the country. But, I mean, it would explain all the government tags that don't seem to be affiliated with any particular place running around. Anyway, I digress. I'm trying to keep my head attached. Anyway. Alright. I'm going to start off there. I remember we'll just say back in the day, the pain pill epidemic. Yeah, I'm sure it was getting pretty crazy. But looking back now, I wish things never advanced beyond that. I wish that they never put legislation that would scare the shit out of all the doctors, or all the doctors get busted for pain pill prescriptions, or I wish none of that ever happened, because we wouldn't be where we are today. I don't know. It just seems like I remember how all these parents and everyone was freaking out about pain pills, and now I don't even see how it's a big deal. Matter of fact, I wish they would prescribe my mom pain pills, because she'd be mobile. She'd be a lot more mobile. Right now, she has a doctor that's afraid to even prescribe antibiotics because of how strict they got, making sure that whoever had access will end up on something harder later. But we'll get to that. Alright. So, I remember when someone was definitely pushing for some sort of legislation, because all at once, bam. Like, I remember the crackdown. I remember how doctor shopping just disappeared overnight. It was kind of insane. Half the doctors in the area just all disappeared. Like, whether it be because they got busted, because for writing prescriptions just to anybody, whatever. And then I remember within days you had to go to a pain clinic to get pain pills around here, unless you had been with a doctor forever and were old. And soon even that disappeared. All those doctors retired recently. But it was crazy. And all right, let's talk OxyContin. OCs, like that company was getting like totally hammered for being the fault of this epidemic. They probably still are. I mean, Uncle Cracker, when he was briefing Congress about this stuff not long ago, he made some solid points. I mean, yeah, that company probably is responsible for a lot of this, but there's so much more behind it. I mean, the deep state, the military-industrial complex, they had a hand in this. It is so obvious that it's blindingly obvious. And it makes me wonder how much of the machinations in this country have something to do, or have the same hidden hand, shall we say, behind it, puppeting it, whatever, what have you. I digress. Yeah, oxys were bad, but they didn't have to take it to the level that they did with just things like hydrocodone and Percocets. I mean, that shit is kids' play in comparison. You can't even deny that. Now, looking back, I've had people that once they finally got out of the military and didn't feel so pressured to keep what they knew close to their chest, I started talking to people my age, and they hadn't really seen the depth of the epidemic back here. Things, how they had progressed beyond the pain pills, because that was around when they left, I'm sure. But I started hearing stories proliferating through a few friends of mine about how they had been talking to people that actually were over there training the Iraqis to grow poppy plants better, to grow them so that they would basically be able to be synthesized into stronger, more potent heroin. And I don't even see why that was necessary. Heroin was one hell of a drug, as far as I could tell anyway, to begin with. And I don't see the need for synthesizing better, but it is what it is. And I'm sure you guys saw, I don't recall the name of the movie off the top of my head, but I'm sure someone out there, I'm sure plenty of people will comment the name of the movie, but where they're bringing back drugs on military planes. And guess what? That happened with heroin. That 100% happened roughly 2003 to 2006. 100% was happening, for sure. Now, was it happening after that? Couldn't tell you. I only know what I have been told from extremely reliable sources. And our government's definitely guilty of that. Which part? I don't know. Was it official branch of the government? Couldn't tell you. But I can tell you for sure that someone along those lines in our military's planes were flying it back here. And where it was going from there, I could not tell you. And I think that's where I'm going to end part 1. I'll have to get my ducks in a row, and I'll see if I can gather a little more detailed facts, but I'm just sort of feeling this out right now, so uneducated as to cause and effect and what was in store for the rest of us. Things went south pretty quick. Seems pretty quick anyway. Time flies when you're playing OD bingo. That was a sad joke, I'm sorry. But it's something else when you're sitting there listening to the scanners every night just to hear who you knew died next or who you thought you knew. It's pretty messed up.